like I have not recorded a video for so long. I think it's literally like 4 weeks. I think the last video I put out was just before Christmas. I am so sorry, but I'm sure you can all understand things have been a little bit crazy here lately. I also had 2 weeks off over Christmas. I just wanted to have 2 weeks of like no work, not stressing myself out about getting videos out or like creating content and things. I just wanted to have a couple of weeks off, just be really present, spend the time with the kids and Rick and like family time, and yeah, it was so nice. So happy new year. I hope you're all good. I have made myself a lovely little caramel oats cappuccino, so we're gonna have a little catch up. It'll probably be like maybe a half an hour video, I don't know, depends how much like chatting I do. But go get yourself a cup of tea or a coffee and let's just have a little catch up before I get back into proper content, hopefully over the next few weeks. So yeah, happy new year to you all. I hope you all had a brilliant Christmas. Christmas for us was very quiet, obviously, and we were all in like full lockdown in the UK over Christmas. And the plan was, my brother Leo is always with us every Christmas. He always travels up from London. He has Christmas Day with us and a few days over Christmas. And obviously London went into lockdown, into tier 4 just before Christmas. So he was kind of like, shall I just jump on a train and come? And then he made the decision, well, we all made the decision together just to say, you know, don't come. We've got plenty of years to do, you know, the Christmas thing. And he wasn't completely on his own. He lives with 2 people. So he had Christmas with his like really good friends and flatmates in London. So it was fine in the end, but it was just a funny little Christmas. It was really nice. It was our year to have Max for the whole Christmas, so that was so lovely just to have all of us here, just to have like that whole like Christmas Day completely interrupted and uninterrupted was so nice. I think we had the most chilled Christmas we've ever had. It was the first year where it was very quiet, so it was basically us and then my mum and my stepdad came up, and then the kids' dad obviously came over as well. The last few years we've been having Christmas as a whole with my ex-partner Alex. We all get on really well now. Like him and Rick get on brilliantly, and it just means that we can have Christmas all together, and it works out so well for me because it means that I get to be with my kids every single Christmas Day. And I've had those years where they've not been with me on Christmas Day. It's been his year to have them, and it is heartbreaking. So for any parents, mums out there that have gone through that this year, I completely understand how hard it is. It's one of the hardest things ever to not have your kids with you on Christmas Day. But yeah, it just means that it's really nice for the kids. They get to spend their whole Christmas with their mum and their dad. Everyone gets on really well. So yeah, that was our Christmas. And then after that, I've basically been poorly. Rick was ill Christmas Eve. Managed to kind of pull himself back together for Christmas Day. He had a really bad tummy bug. Then me and Max both went down ill with a really bad cold just before New Year's Eve. I had to go and get a COVID test because I was paranoid that it was coronavirus because my taste and my smell went at one point. But luckily, like, I'd not been anywhere. As soon as I started feeling ill, I just stayed at home. And it came back negative. It was all fine. Yeah, the boys went back to school for one day. They were due back on the Monday before the lockdown came into place on the Tuesday. So they had one day back in school, which was bliss. It was so good. And you know what? I sat down, I got my like work stuff out, and I spent the whole day planning, and I planned myself like exactly what I wanted to do. So like loads of styling videos and fashion videos, and really concentrating on YouTube content so I could film all this for you. And then obviously then that night it came in that, you know, they were closing the schools, full lockdown was going back into place, and since then it's basically gone completely out the window. So this is why I haven't got round to filming any more videos for YouTube at the moment. So yeah, life has been a little bit different since that that announcement. It's been very up and down. I did put a thing out on my Instagram on my Instagram yesterday, just asking like what questions and what things you wanted to cover, and a lot of them were lockdown related. So so yeah, obviously we've gone back into lockdown and we are homeschooling 4 children. Well, Max is here on and off. he basically spends about 50% of his time here, depending on Rick's work pattern, because he works all over the place. So sometimes there's 4 of them here. Generally, I'm homeschooling the 3 of them. They are with me all through. The way me and my ex decided to work it is that they will have Monday to Friday at home with me, and he works in the construction business, so he's just going to carry on, obviously just working through this. And then at the weekend they're going to go to the dad. So my plan is I'm going to homeschool Monday to Friday. I'm not even going to attempt to try and like film things or do loads of work. I'm just going to do just little bits just to tick things over through the week, so I can really focus on the kids and be really present and not really get stressed, like really stressed with homeschooling and trying to work at the same time. And then at the weekend when they go to the dad's, I'm going to hopefully be able to pick my camera up, do some vlogs, share with you what I'm up to, because my weekends are going to be a lot of like self-care, my time, relaxing, you know, after a full-on week of homeschooling, to kind of get myself back in like a refreshed mood, ready to homeschool again on the Monday. When they come back, they're going to come back like Sunday evenings. So yes, that is my plan for the next few weeks, while we are in this lockdown situation. I'm actually finding it okay. I've been very up and down, like so up and down. I mean, even before Christmas, I think in the last vlog, one of the last videos I did was around my dad's birthday, and thank you so much. So many of you sent some lovely messages, such sweet messages of support, and just so kind, so thank you for that. It's always hard for me around my dad's birthday, it always gets me. And I think just generally, like, 2020 has been such an emotional year for me. I've had worse years, like circumstantial, like I've had years for me that have been a lot worse for me and my family, and you know, had to go through worse things than what's happened to our family personally in 2020. But this year has been really hard. I don't know whether it's just getting older or what it is, but I definitely feel more in touch with like how I'm feeling, if that makes sense. And I think this whole year has just been it makes me feel really anxious. Like all year I felt really, really anxious, and I've never felt like that before. I have never struggled with my mental health in any capacity. I had a very small problem, like eating disorder wise, in my early 20s, like before I had the kids. But apart from that, I've not had any problems with my mental health. I've never struggled with it. But this last year, I've really felt it. I felt anxious. I've never felt anxiety in my life. And honestly, I kind of thought it was one of those things that people overplayed. Like I didn't understand it. And after this year, I really understand that horrible, anxious, like in the pit of your stomach feeling. And I keep getting it quite a lot. But I'm learning ways to deal with it. I'm really working on like calming that, and just having that time where I can just be calm. So I'm reading a lot of books, and I mean, at the beginning of this year, after Christmas, I felt so sluggish, so rubbish. I felt like I was drinking loads, like not to the point where it's like, oh my god, I've got a problem, but I could tell the way it was affecting my mood. And so, I mean, I didn't drink even just after Christmas and New Year because I was so poorly. It's more like at the weekend now, I'll have a glass of wine at the weekend with my meal or something, but I kind of got into the habit of like having a glass of wine every single night. I think it was like lockdown live, Christmas, and it actually really affects your mood. I don't know if anybody else really feels this, but I really feel it. And they say, don't they, that like alcohol is such a depressant. And since I've kind of cut that out and I'm not really drinking at all, especially in the week, I can really tell the difference in my mood for a start. And I've also put a really good morning routine in place, so I'm going to do another video on that because a lot of questions were on that on my question box on Instagram stories yesterday. So I will do a full morning routine over the next few weeks and share with you what I'm doing, because I do feel like it's really working for me. I don't know whether it's just the, like, that thing of just having that habitual routine in place that's like giving me some stability through like lockdown. I don't know, but it is definitely helping me. It kind of gives me my me time before the kids get up, to kind of just get myself in a calm place and ready to attack the day of homeschooling. Any mums out there that are homeschooling, you know what I mean. I feel like it is such a struggle, like a real struggle. I think if you're going to do it properly, it can be quite hard. For me, it is just because we've got 4 children in 3 different schools with 3 different learning platforms and 3 different ways that they're doing everything, and like apps and things that I've got to keep up with to make sure that everyone's doing what they should be doing. So that's kind of stressful, but I'm getting there. It's really like getting there now. So the older 2 are both at secondary school. I'm finding that fine because they're having a lot of online lessons and they've got that maturity and confidence to just crack on with their work and just get on with it. And bless them, they're working really hard at that, so that's absolutely fine. But the 2 boys are the younger 2, so they're both 9 at the minute. It was Albie's birthday last week, and for 1 month of the year they're both 9. So Seth turns 10 in February, and so they are in year 4 and year 5. That is where it's taking so much of my time up. I've spoke to the teachers and I've basically said that we're going to concentrate on the English and maths. There's spellings in the times table, and they read loads every single day anyway. They always read at night, and they both absolutely love reading. So I've just said to the teacher, look, I'm not going to stress myself out trying to do, like, I don't know, Spanish or RE or all these other things that personally I think, you know, they'll catch up on them and it's not going to like massively affect their education. So we're doing that, but I'm trying to give my time and attention to each of them, so it's kind of taking longer throughout the day, because like I'll say to Seth, like, right, you go and do your spellings online, and me and Albs are going to like crack on with his English work or whatever he's got that day. So it's kind of taken a long time, and it kind of reminds me, I don't know if anyone else is feeling this, it reminds me of when they were young, like preschool, but because they're that bit older, it's not like you can put them to bed at 7 o'clock and like have your like downtime, because they're staying up to like 9 most nights. And that's the hardest thing for me, like not having my time to be like not in mum mode and switched off and relaxed, and that's the hardest bit. So we kind of got into a good routine. They're going to bed at a decent time. I'm trying to get them the boys in bed for 8:30, which just gives me a little bit of time, and Effie will just like chill out and watch something on TV for an hour or so, and just gives me that time to just kind of like regroup, get the house straight, get myself in a good place. That is what's seeing me through. I've also put a rule in place that they're basically not having any kind of screen time throughout the day until like 4 or 5 o'clock, because I found that was the biggest fight for me through the first lockdown, and what I hated, because I hate them just staring at screens all day. I really dislike it. So that was the biggest thing, and I feel like that's the biggest battle through lockdown, like trying to drag your kids away from screen, like just being on screens all day. So the weather's been a bit rubbish, like the last few days. It's been really rainy, but basically I said to them, I don't mind what they do as long as it's like something that's gonna like challenge their mind, or like something that's educational. So Albie, bless him, loves history, so he's been watching like bits of horrible history on CBBC and stuff like that, and they've been watching like some like good like documentaries, like Blue Planet and you know, like the David Attenborough ones. So we've been doing that. They've been doing bits of reading. We've been getting out on like an hour's walk every single day, so that's been really good. They've been doing, Albie's been doing bits of Lego. They've been doing like board games together. They've been doing some drawing, and I feel like if I can just keep them off screens till like 5 o'clock in the day, and then they can just have the evening to themselves to do what they want, at least then I feel like they're actually, no matter what they're doing, they're learning and they're doing something productive. So anyway, that's how we're homeschooling. So I'm not going over the top thinking, oh my god, I've got to do all this work that the teachers have set. I'm just keeping on top of the English and maths, and then making sure they're just using their brains throughout the day, and they're not just glued to like absolute rubbish on the Nintendos or on YouTube or anything like that. Like I just cannot cope with that. I just think it's so bad for them just to sit staring at screens all day. So that's homeschooling. That's basically what we're doing at the moment. I'm hanging on in there. My sister, bless her, we are so close, and she is like my lifeline at the moment. So we talk every day. She's like my support system. She's so like just that person that I speak to that just like calms me down if I'm feeling stressed out, and just says like, you know, you're doing amazing, just keep going, you know. And I think just having that person to do that, and to be able to be on the end of the phone and say like, don't worry, like we're all struggling, we're all trying to do our best, like just do what you need to do, is such an important thing to have at the moment in lockdown. I think if you don't have that, it's really, really hard. So yeah, if anybody doesn't have that, my DMs on Instagram are always open, because I know how much it helps just to have somebody like to listen to you moan, or to be like, I'm in the same boat, don't worry, we are all struggling. So yeah, that's homeschooling. And yeah, I've just got a really nice little routine. I'm concentrating on looking after myself, doing little things to make me feel better, and just trying to kind of get through this the best I can, which is how we're all kind of coping with it at the moment. But I've read so much over Christmas, and since then I'm listening to loads of audiobooks. I'm getting me time. Like when Rick's here, I'll just say like, I need to just go out and just take the dogs out, and I'll go for like an hour's walk with the dogs and listen to an audiobook, or listen to like a really motivational podcast. That is massively helping me. So some of the books that I've been reading Calm by Fern Cotton. I got that for Christmas. I'm absolutely loving that. I've been reading another book which is really nice. It's like my evening book, which usually is more of like a fiction book rather than like a motivational book. But I really like this book I've been reading. It's called Your Second Life Begins When You Realise You Only Have One. I think that's what it's called. I'll link it in the description anyway. But it's like such a real mix, because it's like a fiction book, but it's also really like motivational and really like uplifting. So I'm really enjoying that. I'll link that below. I've been reading Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty, which I really, really like. I'm actually listening to that on audiobook, and that's been really like uplifting. And I've been listening to a few podcasts. I've been listening to somebody called, is he called Dr. Rangesh? Amazing podcast. There's a podcast that if you're feeling really, really down, it's a really, really uplifting podcast, really about how to like stay positive in the new year and get some good habits in place, and like things you can do just to kind of like uplift your mood. I'll link it below because it's brilliant. It really helped me when I was feeling really low, like at the new year and stuff. I was also feeling really down, like fitness wise. I think last year is the year when I've done, I mean, I don't even know if I set foot in a gym last year. I can't remember if I went to the gym before lockdown at the beginning of last year. I feel like maybe I did, but if I did, I didn't go very much. So I'm definitely not feeling like as fit as I have been. So I'm really trying to like, new year, new me, focus on what I'm eating again, what I'm doing exercise wise. I bought myself, I don't have it on now because I actually just put my normal watch on, but I bought myself just a quite cheapo little smartwatch off Amazon, because I didn't know if I wanted to go for the full Apple Watch or whether I'd even use it. So I bought like this £30 one. It's actually really good. You can link it up to your phone, so you can pretty much do everything, like your messages and calls and everything come through to it. But I've been using it mostly to track my steps. So I've been making sure that I do at least 10k steps a day. And actually I'm really enjoying it. I feel like a real old person saying, oh, I'm tracking my steps, and Rick keeps laughing at me. But it actually really helps, and it makes me think twice about like if I'm going into town to go and grab something. It makes me think twice about like, should I jump in the car or should I just walk down, because it's really not far. So that's been really good. I've also been like, part of my morning routine, I've started doing yoga again every single morning, and I love it. I just forgot how much I love it, and I think I've been really missing it. And I think that kind of, when we went into the lockdown in December, when it kind of came back in again, where everything closed apart from the schools, I didn't realise how much I was missing my weekly yoga class. and it was only when I just started doing it again, like at the beginning of January, that I realised how much I missed it. So, and I've just been feeling really sluggish, and I've put like a bit of weight on, like not a massive amount. I think I've put like half a stone on last year, which I think is like alcohol, because I never drink, like I never used to drink at home. I would only ever drink if I went out, whereas now it's just crept in that I'll have like a glass of wine, and that's the only thing that's like massively changed with my diet, so it's got to be that. But whenever I feel really rubbish, or I feel like I've put weight on and I want to just like have a little bit of a boost or a refresh, I do two things. The first thing is I cut bread out altogether, and then I'll just eat rye bread. I just get it from Aldi, but you can find it in most supermarkets. I just get like the wholemeal rye bread. So I have that. I also try and cut out butter, and I try and cut out sugar. So not completely to the point where I'm like, I won't eat anything with sugar in, but like adding sugar to like coffees, or like the Moaning coffee syrups. But I've actually switched to these sugar-free ones. I think they're called Sugar Freedom. They're like a syrup. I got them in Aldi as well, but I think they sell them in other places, because I got some other ones before, I think from Morrison's. And it's just a sugar-free syrup. I think it's like 13 calories or something like that. Anyway, I'll show you when I do my morning routine. And already, oh, and also I go to drinking like 5 big bottles of water, which is probably, I think they're like 500 mils, so like 2.5 litres of water a day. So I write that in my little like to-do list for the day, like my 10k steps, my water. Oh, and also my fruit intake. I try to make sure I'm eating 5 pieces of fruit a day, because then I know I always reach for that, and then it cuts out snacking on bad things. So they're the things I always do whenever I feel rubbish. I cut out bread altogether. I cut out sugar, like adding sugar to things, drink more water and drink more fruit. So I'm not like on like some strict diet or anything like that. I'm just aware of those things, and just doing those few things makes me cut out more of the junk food. But I'm not like going on some crazy diet that when I cook dinner for everybody in the evenings, I'm like sitting there eating something strange. And that really works for me. And I think I've lost about 4 or 5 pounds already in a couple of weeks. So like really steady loss, rather than it like just completely dropping off. And I just feel better. Like I feel better in myself. I don't feel like sluggish. I feel like I can see it on my waist already. So yeah, that's my kind of like fitnessy, that's my fitness plan, to kind of just get me feeling better and get me through this lockdown without putting like another half a stone on in 2021. I definitely don't want to do that. I am kind of missing the gym. I'm ready to go back to the gym. Last year I was like, no, it's killed it for me, I don't want to go. But this year I feel like I could go. I feel like I'm missing it, and I want to get started again and just like back to weight training. So what to expect from me on my YouTube channel this year? I think my plan is I'm going to try and do 2 videos a week at the moment while we're in lockdown. I'm going to try my best to get 2 videos a week out for you. I'm not going to be able to say like my video is going to be on my channel on this day and this day, because it's just unrealistic for me at the moment, just being stuck at home with the kids and the dogs. It is just not going to happen, and I'm just not going to put my like pressure on myself to be like, oh my god, I've got to get a video out tonight. What I really want to make sure I do every single week is basically like a what I wore in a week video, and also how I put those outfits together and how I decided to style them the way I styled them. Because I know so many of you really enjoyed like the styling videos I did before Christmas, like the autumn winter one and the casual outfits. And I know a lot of you are here for the fashion. So I thought that's a really good video that I can do that will hopefully, number one, give you some outfit inspiration, because I feel like we all need a little bit of like a pick-me-up at the moment. And for me, like putting your makeup on and putting some makeup on for the day and putting a nice outfit on just makes me feel better inside in myself, and just makes the day like a little bit more normal. So I'm definitely going to do one of those and share with you what I wore that week, where you can shop every single thing that I wore in that outfit, or give you alternatives, and also why I put it together, how I put it together, how I made it more flattering, and how I made it work. So I want to do one of those videos a week. So I'm going to try and film the one I want to do of that either today or tomorrow. So hopefully there will be like a what I wore last week, or what I wore over the last few weeks maybe. And then I'm going to try and vlog as much as I can. I might do a weekly vlog. So rather than do like a daily, like here's my whole day, I might just try and pick my camera up throughout the week, whether it's homeschooling or out and about, or like my little self-care weekends, just so I can share my kind of lockdown life with the kids and everything with you. Like I said last year, I'm not going to put the kids on YouTube or really on my social media much anymore. There might be the odd time when they come in. But obviously I am a mum of 3 and a stepmom, and it is a big part of my life. So I do want to share that with you, but I don't want to share my kids and put them all over there. So it's going to be like how I kind of do things without actually having them front and center in the camera. So I hope you all respect that. To the video, and then I'm going to try and do some hauls, because even I know everybody in lockdown, like I'm missing shopping so much, and I'm still buying things, and it's my little pick-me-up, my little thing that's like keeping me going, and a nice little treat every like week to just treat myself to something nice. So I'm going to try and get some hauls in there for you as well, just so I can share some ideas, share some things I've been buying, because I know you all like those videos. And then in there as well, I'm going to try and do like morning routines, some little makeup and skincare bits, like all the other little bits, either in the vlogs or in a separate video. But yeah, that is my plan for YouTube content over the next, well, definitely the next few months while we're in this lockdown situation. If there's anything specific that you do want to see, let me know in the comments, or any ideas of things that you do actually want me to talk about or share with you, how I'm dealing with things or the way I work things in our home, anything like that. Then put a little comment and I will try my best to include it over the next few weeks. I really enjoyed having this little chat with you girls. I hope you have too. I hope you're all doing good. Like I said earlier in the video, my DMs on Instagram are always open. I try and get through as many as I possibly can. But I'm always there if you just want a chat, or just want to just sound off about how fed up or pissed off or stressed you are, because being a mum right now is very, very stressful. Everybody is having problems. Everyone is dealing with different things at the moment, and I think everyone just needs to remember to be kind. And if you just need somebody to be kind and listen, then yeah, my DMs are open. I saw a really, really good quote on Instagram this week, and the quote was, "We are all in the same storm, we're just all in different boats." And that just really like struck home for me, because everybody is dealing with something, whether you are an 80-year-old person having to shield at home and you're lonely and you're missing your family and your normal life, it is hard. If you have a business that has had to close, it is hard. If you are a mum trying to homeschool children and work at the same time, it is hard. If you work in the NHS, it is hard. If you work in a supermarket, it is hard. Like, no matter what situation people are in right now, it is really hard. So yeah, my DMs are always open, and I'm sending you all lots and lots of love. We can get through this. It's all about staying positive, looking after yourself, and doing what you can to try and get yourself through day by day, getting through to the next day. That is all we can do right now. Just concentrate one day at a time and just crack on and try and be present in that day and have a good day no matter what we are doing. So I love you all. I can't wait to share this whole new year with you, and I will see you in my next video very soon. So good to be back. Mwah. Bye.